What up, y'all? Tight shirt, Terry Warfield, back in the building. Hey, hope you're having a good day so far. Hope you had a good holiday. If this is your first time here, yo, a big fat welcome to you. And if you're part of the fam, you're part of the squad, and you came back, give me a hug, give me some dap, something like that. Thanks for coming back. Welcome back. Real quick before we move forward, I gotta say thank you to all of y'all. We are almost at 16,000 people in the family, in the squad. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. So, a few days ago, I put on my community post that I'm doing a Q&A, so that's what we're gonna do in this video. I didn't think anybody would be interested, but y'all came with the questions. So in this video, it won't be no cinematics, won't be no sauce. We just gonna do some Q&A, hang out, get to know each other type stuff. I posted this on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, so I'm gonna pull a few questions from each. I'm just randomly selecting them, so if I didn't select your question, it's nothing personal. Don't be over there having a little sucker attack or getting salty. There's a lot of questions, so I can't obviously address them all, or this video will be 30 minutes and we ain't trying to do all that. So let me just hop into it. Like I said, this is a great question. The first one is on YouTube community tab for Marshall Alsup. Sorry if I mispronounce any of y'all names. Hey Terry, I recently found your channel and love it. Shout out to you. I appreciate you. Your passion is so genuine. My question is, what led you to start a YouTube channel? Great question. I'm gonna try to answer this quickly as possible. When I had a YouTube channel for a while, but it never took off. All of my videos did crap. I was all over the place. But one day, I was sitting at my back room table and I had a camera and I had a Galaxy Note 8. I'm like, you know what, man? Let me try to film a video since I'm bored. Well, that video ended up getting like 50,000 views. So I was like, man, hold on a second. I might be on to something. So I just kept going and here I am. So I wouldn't say it's anything that I initially thought was gonna, be a huge part of my life, but it ended up just that little video that I just, was messing around on. That gave me the fuel to want to do more, and now here we are. Great question, man. I appreciate you. All right, second question comes from Brindle Rector. Brindle Rector, sorry if I mispronounced it. Hey man, just recently discovered your channel and love the quality content you are bringing to the YouTube space. Hey, I appreciate that. I wanted to ask you, do you do freelance gigs for income, or do you have another job besides YouTube? Keep killing the game. Great question. So I'm gonna be transparent, right? Loud mouth, arrogant, in your face Terry Warfield is actually a loan processor by day for mortgages. Ain't that crazy? I process mortgage loans. That's my 9 to 5. I do still do photography and video gigs on the side. However, I'm very selective on the clients I work with, just because that's just how I choose to do it. Now, on top of that, I am a father. I'm very active in my children's lives. I'm a husband. I'm a gym rat, if you can't tell. So I do all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? People say, like, how do you have time to do everything? And I tell them, stop making excuses. If you want to get it done, you'll get the shit done. So, good question. I hope I answered it. All right, before we move on to the next question, if you like this video so far, do me a fat favor. Hit subscribe and turn the notification bell on and take a second and like this video. I would love if we could get this video to at least 500 freaking likes. Like that will make my freaking day. So if you haven't done that, take a second to do it now. Next question comes from Patrick Oscuri Media. Hope I said that right. What would be your alternative for the 24mm G Master? Now that's a very sensitive subject. I don't know if you saw the video where I talked about why I traded the 24mm f1.4 Gangsta Mode G Master for the 24-70, but in a nutshell, the 24mm Sony f1.4 Gangsta Mode G Master, that lens is in the league all by itself. However, it is a very specialized lens. So me personally, I don't think that there's any lenses out there that can quote unquote compete with it, because it does things at 24mm and f1.4 that no other lens does. However, if you want the closest, I guess, competitor, even though, anyways, if you want the closest lens to it, it would probably be the Sigma 24mm f1.4, which I'm not saying is a bad lens by any means, but it ain't no 24mm G Master. So hope that answered your question. All right, next question comes from Jason, and he don't have a last name. Is the A7S III good as a photography camera? No professional use, just hobbyist, general photography. As for printing, nothing really larger than a 16x20. Also, what is that cool ass face mask you have on in some of your thumbnails? Hey, you cheated, man. You asked more than one question. Listen, the A7S III, I'm using it right now. It is more than freaking adequate for photography. It's got some limitations, but as long as you understand those limitations, then it spits out beautiful images. The autofocus is great, the dynamic range is great, and honestly, for the general public, for normal people who are just taking family photos and sharing them on Instagram, or maybe even printing out, 5x7 pictures, 12 megapixels is more than enough. I got a video I'm gonna link right up there if you want to check out more on that topic. But long story short, if you're just a hobbyist, even if you're a professional, 12 megapixels is enough for most people. Now, I'm not saying that it's enough for everybody, because obviously there are some people who have higher megapixel needs. But if you're not one of those people, 12 megapixels is more than enough. And as far as the face mask, I actually got it from a local guy who probably ordered 1,000 of them from like Alibaba or something like that. I really don't know the brand, but I'm sure if you just Google like cool looking black face mask, you could probably find some good stuff. Great questions. All right, I'm gonna take 2 more from YouTube, and then we're gonna move on to Instagram and hit Twitter too. So next question comes from Dave Saunders. Is LeBron the GOAT? Listen, man, you playing with fire. Here's my thing. I don't really watch professional sports anymore. I stopped about 3 years ago because I used to sit around for hours every day and every week watching other people's lives, watching other men and women play basketball and various sports on TV, and I was broke. So I'm sitting there thinking one day, like, how am I complaining about me being broke, but I'm sitting there wasting all this time watching other people's lives? So that very day I decided that I was gonna stop letting sports run my life. So I really don't watch sports anymore. Now, is LeBron the greatest of all time? I think statistically, at the end of his career, he will go down as probably the best player of all time. Now, best is subjective, right? Certain people quantify best as the number of rings or how many times that you've been back to the playoffs or XYZ. Listen, this is what I say. Let the damn man be great. He's great at what he does. I don't think he should be being compared to Kobe and Michael and Kareem and all of that. Let LeBron be LeBron and be LeBron in his own greatness. With that being said, everybody is great in some type of way. So everybody's a GOAT in some type of way. So to answer your question, I think he will be statistically the GOAT of the NBA, but I think everybody's a GOAT in their own way. Y'all really coming with the heat. Last question from Pseudo Dog. Are you a sedan, hatchback, or SUV type of guy? Well, I live in Cleveland. This answer's easy. I will not, and I repeat, I will not in Cleveland own a car if I can help it, right? Because we get too much freaking snow, and I hate driving in snow. I hate getting stuck in snow. So if I have a choice, I'm going with a 4x4 SUV 10 times out of 10. So that's why I own a Jeep. Now let's go ahead and go over to Instagram, which, by the way, if we not cool on Instagram, you tripping. I'm gonna put it down below again so that you can add me. If you added me from this video, make sure you go on my Instagram and put from YouTube on one of my pictures, and I will follow you back, because I get a lot of creepy people following me and bots and all that stuff. So just let me know that you from this video, and I'll be sure to give you a follow back. First question comes from Lene_clips. You a Sony shooter. What are the pros and cons, if any, of custom white balance on video shoots? Yo, that's a great question. And this does not just apply to Sony cameras. White balance is one of those things where you need to just get comfortable with setting it before you start filming. I'm not talking about photography. Photography and white balance is a lot easier to fix than having an incorrect white balance while you're filming, because it's a continuous clip. So let's say we're outside, right? It's a sunny day. We out there vibing and filming and everything, right? And then the clouds come and they cover the sun up, and we're mid filming, we're mid clip. What's gonna happen? The camera's gonna automatically adjust that white balance in the middle of our freaking clip. Do you know how hard that is to correct in post unless you really know what you're doing? So my advice is, before you start filming, always set a custom white balance. Even if you don't have a professional custom white balance checker gray card thing with you, just go through your camera settings and pick the one that looks closest to the situation outside. Because if your white balance is wrong, it messes up skin tones, it does all types of crazy stuff. So if you're doing any type of video work that you are serious about, set your white balance in camera before you start filming. Now, for photos, as long as you shoot raw, it's real easy to fix in post, but video, always set it first. Photos, you should too, but if you had to like make sure that you're doing one of them, always make sure that you set a custom white balance for video. Trust me. All right, next question comes from Christopher_Marcella. and I'm answering this question on purpose. What Majora's Mask track is your favorite? Now, some of y'all might not know, and I might not look like it, but I'm a huge freaking Zelda nerd. So that's probably the reason that Chris is asking this. Shout out to Chris, because he knows that Zelda is like one of my things that I really, really love, right? But I got a confession. I hated Majora's Mask. I did not like Majora's Mask at all. So unfortunately, I cannot answer your question because I don't have a favorite track from that game because I freaking hated Majora's Mask. So unfortunately, I don't have an answer. But thanks for asking anyways. All right, next one. Let's go to Sharpshooter Black. I have an A7 II with the 28 to 70 millimeter, and I'll be getting a 50 millimeter at the end of the week. I just picked up a Zhiyun Crane V2 and I'm having trouble balancing it. Any tips at all? Yes, YouTube. That is the way that you learn to balance your camera. So all I'm gonna say is go watch videos on how to balance a gimbal. Listen, once you learn how to balance one gimbal, you can balance them all. Once you learn how it works, it becomes easier and easier and easier to a point where you can have a camera mounted, balanced, as long as you don't need to use like counterweights and stuff like that within 2 minutes. So my best advice, go watch some YouTube videos and practice. All right, I'm gonna take one more from Instagram. This one comes from the_notorious_CRG. This is Carlo R. Garcia. How do you balance fitness life with photographer life and fatherhood? Man, it is not easy. There's not a lot of spare time to go around. I'm just being honest. But how do I balance it? It's just like anything else, man. I'm gonna be honest. I don't like people who make excuses and say that they can't get shit done. Because two things I always remind myself. Number one, there is somebody with more going on than you that's getting it done. Right? Number two, if you really want to do something, if you really want something bad enough, like in my case, success, how else you going to do it? So my biggest thing is you make time for the things that are important to you. My success, my family, my health, those are important to me. So no matter if I feel like I don't have time or not, I'm making time for those three things. And also, you got to keep in mind that it's always somebody with more going on than you that's getting shit done. So, hey, I hope that helped you. All right, let's go to Twitter. Same thing with Twitter. If we ain't cool on there, you tripping. My Twitter link is below. Add me right now. First question is from Michael Pepper Tech. This isn't really a question as much as a topic. I like to hear you discuss toxicity in the tech community and how you handle it. Oh my God, I'm so glad you asked this question. Let's go ahead and rip it open, right? So listen, I'm gonna be honest. There's a lot of hate that gets thrown my way. For whatever reason, a lot of people don't like me. I don't know if it's my confidence. I don't know, it's, you know, I don't know what it is, but a lot of people, for whatever reason, they don't like me. But here's the thing. Most of them, first of all, they won't say it to your face. Nobody ever says anything to my face. Number two, I just don't care. I don't care what anybody else thinks about me, because at the end of the day, you are not paying my bills. You are not making me money. You are not paying my bills. You are not helping feed my children and my family. So really, I don't give a shit what anybody has to say about me. I don't care what their reason is and why they don't like me or anything like that, because we're not friends, number one. Number two, you aren't paying my bills. So people will always come up with something negative to say about you. It doesn't matter how perfect you are. It doesn't matter how good you could do something. People will always find a way to hate, but I don't entertain it. I don't go back and forth with people, because at the end of the day, I don't care. And the moment I start going back and forth or arguing with people, or, you know, being toxic with people, I've succumbed to their level of dumbness. You know what I'm saying? So how do I deal with it? I just don't. I focus on stuff that's important to me, like money, opportunities, success, family, happiness. I focus on those things. I focus on surrounding myself with people that pour into me and make me happy, that I can also help out. Not people that just want to sit down and watch the world burn, and people that want to sit behind a computer or a screen and hate on other grown men and grown women because they have nothing better to do with their lives. So that's my take on toxicity. They can say everything they want to. I don't care. All right, I'm gonna do two more questions from Twitter and then we're gonna wrap this video up. First question is from Anthony Kuntz. What's been your favorite part about being a YouTuber so far? Honestly, man, it's it's twofold. It's the discovery, the journey, you know, how much stuff that you learn along the way being a content creator, YouTuber. A lot of people don't realize all of the stuff that goes on behind the scenes to do this, right? It's a lot that goes on. But the second thing is just like the opportunity. I've flown all over this country. I've got to partner with brands I never thought I would be able to partner with. I've got to vibe and connect with people, and most importantly, make meaningful friendships and relationships all through Twitter and YouTube and Instagram. So I would say like my biggest thing about being a YouTuber is the relationships and the opportunity. I strongly believe that everybody, and I'm gonna put a video link up there, right up there. I dropped this video last year, but it's still relevant to this day. Everybody in 2021 should have a YouTube channel. I'm just saying, if you don't have one, get one. All right, we about to take one more question from Twitter and then wrap this up. This question comes from Chris Egon Searle. Sorry if I mispronounced it. You recently got over 1,000 subs in a month. What was your biggest change leading up to this? Or was it just consistency? Love you, bro. Listen, man, I appreciate you. Love y'all too. You don't know how much I appreciate that. So I really think it's just consistency. You're gonna do videos, you're gonna put a ton of work into videos, and then you're gonna upload them, and then people are either gonna hate it or worse, they won't even see it. So I strongly believe that YouTube works one of two ways. First of all, YouTube is basically just serving people what they want to see. So most of your videos, you know, that's how YouTube does it. But every once in a while, you upload a video that seemingly just does well for no reason. So I'm going to say this: consistency, keep grinding, keep uploading, give yourself a chance to have one of those videos that does quote unquote kind of take off for no reason. But more so than anything on YouTube, and like I said, I'm losing my voice, people come to YouTube to be taught something, entertained. I forgot one more thing. Or they need buying advice. They need purchasing advice. So they're coming for one of those three things. If you can give people one of those three things or a mix between those three things, then you got a winning formula where people will want to, you know, they'll want to subscribe to you. Now, how did I get over 1,000 subs in a month? Well, one of my videos, the thumbnail was banger. The title was kind of controversial, and at the end of the day, in the video, I delivered on, even though the title was kind of clickbaity, I delivered on what the video topic was about. The title got them there, the thumbnail got them there, and once people started engaging on that, YouTube saw how many people were engaging, like, oh my God, we need to push this video further. So sometimes that does happen when you have videos that do perform well, and sometimes for no reason. You also get videos that do that. But more than anything, I want the biggest takeaway to be consistency, hard work. As long as you work on building your catalog of videos up, the subs, the numbers, they'll come, and you'll learn what works best for your channel. So my 1,000 subs in a month, I actually hit like 1.7 thousand subs that month, was probably a combination of all of that stuff I just talked about. And I look forward to having bigger months than that, and for you to have bigger months than that too. So now that we are all done, I lost my voice. Sorry if I did not get to your question. I will do more of these in the future if y'all liked it, but I'm about to get off of here. I hope you found this video useful. I hope we was able to vibe and connect a little bit more. And until next time, that's all I got for you. I'm about to get off of here. Peace and chicken grease. I'm out, Terry Warfield. Peace.